Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today at the Demand Gen Summit. Really happy to be here and geek out about inbound lead engagement and share some of the magic that is made possible by our team. A little bit about me. I'm Keriann, and I lead the inbound sales development team at Pantheon. Pantheon is a website operations platform for WordPress and Drupal websites built from the ground up for agility. I've been with Pantheon for almost 4 years and have done every SDR function. I've talked with hundreds of prospects and customers and have coached just about every new hire SDR at Pantheon. As you can imagine, there's never a dull moment. Before working in sales, I was an educator and an academic coach for college students. So naturally, I'll be sprinkling in team motivation and coaching lessons that I've picked up over the years throughout my presentation. As the inbound manager, I train and run our team that engages with hot hand raisers and prospects that show warm intent. It's a fast-paced job that requires efficient processes and the ability to turn data points into conversations. So let's get started. I've broken this down into 5 principles that our team uses to guide our work and generate impactful conversations with prospects. Always be testing and always be qualifying, along with a demo of our website in action. No lead left behind, the need for speed and automation, and use data and be human. Our first principle, always be testing. Our growth team uses this phrase, always be testing, and we implement that mindset so we can make data-driven decisions on which chatbots to run in order to drive engagement and growth. We work as an agile cross-functional unit made up of our SDR team, a data scientist, and a content creator. We are able to run multiple tests as the ideas arise and iterate quickly on the results. And many of our experiment ideas come straight from the SDR team. The challenge we've faced has been to amplify the voice of the SDRs. They are the closest thing to the prospect's initial needs, and their ideas can accelerate growth. To solve for this, we created a Slack channel with RJ, our data scientist, and the SDR team, with the intention of sharing ideas for our chatbots and overall inbound process improvements. And to complete our team, ChatFunnels executes on the bot creation and runs A/B tests for multiple chatbot flows and messaging copy. They are a pleasure to work with, and they keep us on track. When creating our chatbots, we work together to identify our website's highest value web pages, which you can gauge by traffic, average time spent on the page, and the bounce rate. At Pantheon, our top web pages ended up being our homepage, the product registration page, and our pricing page, as you may expect. We then choose personas to target, like marketing, IT, web developers, and leadership. And with that information, we craft personalized bot messages. The bot flow shown here is our leadership persona. That's the flow on the Pantheon homepage. And since our team is made up of different functions, it's really important to have a North Star metric that everyone is shooting toward. Our North Star metric on our team at Pantheon is opportunities generated. Everyone is aware of that metric, regardless of their function, and it helps guide the team's focus and decision-making when designing and implementing our chatbots. And this is a behind-the-scenes view of our chatbot flows. The ChatFunnels team maps out the messaging and tracks the A/B test results from our different chatbot flows. And we track our SDR team's performance with a weekly scorecard. This can be used for friendly competition and incentives for the teammates. We've experimented with what we score on. So there's response times, number of emails captured, number of meetings booked, and I've had the ability to customize this based on our team's goals and our North Star metric. And we always have a current view of how much revenue our experiments are generating. The ChatFunnels team also helps me a ton by digging in and doing conversation reviews for every chat conversation that our team has. This helps with timely one-on-one coaching opportunities, and we can quickly diagnose an issue or make recommendations for bot improvements. Our second principle, always be qualifying. Always be qualifying will be familiar to anyone who's ever participated in a Sandler sales training. It's one of the Sandler selling tips that admits that not everyone you talk to will be a good fit to sell to. So rather than always be selling, we should always be qualifying. I've learned the value of having a standard process for qualification so SDRs can feel comfortable engaging with anyone at any time. My team has a list of qualification questions and sales-ready requirements that correspond with what constitutes a valid sales opportunity. It's important to have the inbound team and the account executives on the same page to ensure that we have a predictable sales pipeline, and sometimes that is easier said than done. I also subscribe to the philosophy that there should be both tenured and new reps on your inbound team. This will likely happen organically as reps move on and off your team, but I've learned it's a great way to develop more veteran reps into leaders since they pass down knowledge, while ramping up new reps quicker due to the volume of inbound conversations they get early on. This also ensures quality so that the customer experience is not compromised when new reps are learning the ropes. And this high volume of conversations is important because it helps hone the SDR's qualification skills. The better an SDR can qualify prospects early on in the process, the more successful they will be when they move on to closing roles. And we incorporate the always be qualifying mindset into our chatbots as well. By the time a prospect pops up in an SDR's chat inbox, we already know the prospect's job title, email address, and nature of the inquiry. We're currently experimenting with a chatbot that prompts the prospect to add an agenda item once a meeting is booked, also by a bot, so our team can be as prepared as possible before a call, while also being able to deprioritize junk that might come through the website. Not only does this help us prioritize, but it increases the chances of engaging with the prospect by holding them accountable for creating part of the agenda. The idea for this chatbot came from the SDR team, and the need for it was confirmed with data. We noticed that a very low percentage of our meetings booked through the bot actually took place. The prospect would cancel or no-show, but of the ones that did take place, 36% would convert to a sales opportunity, which is impressive. So we implemented the agenda item chatbot with the goal of increasing the meeting's held rate, which in theory would increase the volume of opportunities generated, always again keeping that North Star metric in mind. This is great because it's a lightweight test. If it works, we can keep it and iterate on it. If it doesn't, we can easily turn the test off and try something else. And now I'll show a quick demo of Pantheon's website so you can catch a glimpse of the chatbots we've discussed in action. Welcome to Pantheon.io. After you briefly navigate around the main page, you're greeted with our intercom chatbot. The bot's goal is to learn more about you and point you in the right direction. We care deeply about the ease of use for the site visitor and aim to make the flow as intuitive as possible. The information provided by the visitor helps guide the journey. For example, if a visitor self-selects that they are an engineer, they will be pointed towards relevant content about our platform and workflows. We also aim to make it as easy as possible to get in touch with our team. Regardless of which bot you engage with, there is an easy way to chat with a human or book a consultation with just a couple of clicks. We've also experimented a ton with custom bots on our high-value and high-trafficked web pages. The bot shown here is one of our pricing page bots, and its goal is to make the experience on the pricing page be engaging and efficient for the site visitor. And our next principle, no lead left behind. No lead left behind is a motto that we use internally on our demand generation team. Every new lead that comes into our system, whether it be an ebook download or webinar registration, is added to a corresponding email nurture campaign intended to warm leads up for sales. And this theme continues to our chat conversion strategy. We use SalesLoft to further engage leads that don't convert on their initial chat conversation. Our chat follow-up cadences are designed to keep Pantheon top of mind and close the loop on prospects that may have initiated a chat conversation on our website but didn't follow up. SalesLoft also allows us to personalize at scale and prevents those leads from falling through the cracks. We've also used this data to take an account-based approach with leads. For example, inbound interest from a specific account provides context for our outreach to other people at that account, which opens up more prospecting opportunities. And our fourth principle, the need for speed and automation. There's a HubSpot study that states following up with web leads within 5 minutes makes you 9 times more likely to engage with them. This is a big deal, but not that surprising in this day and age of lightning fast communication. So there's no surprise that our most successful SDRs are the ones that respond the fastest to inbound leads. This might seem like a no-brainer for anyone looking to optimize their chat function, but integrating calendar drops into our chatbots has helped save our team time while improving user experience. We also integrate calendar drops into our after-hours chatbots. So our chatbot literally books meetings for us while we sleep. While chatbots are prime examples of automation in action, there are many ways to embrace automation with additional tools that your company may use for demand generation and sales engagement. Whether or not your company has a robust stack of tools, I recommend learning about the different automation options available for your team. At Pantheon, our sales and marketing tools include Marketo, Intercom, Salesforce, and SalesLoft, and we have automation that connects all of them for an efficient SDR process. We also utilize Slack integrations with Intercom, Marketo, and Salesforce. So when an MQL or hot contact us comes in, the team is notified real time. No need to refresh reports or constantly check email. Another study found that 35 to 50% of sales go to the vendor that responds first. We've actually gotten that feedback from a prospect before. On a discovery call, our account executive asked why the prospect took the call today. The prospect responded with, "You guys were the first to respond to my chat." Given this need for speed, if you're looking for ways to incentivize your team, prompt customer service not only increases the chance of a sale, but it goes a long way when making a first impression. I ran a contest with my team that involved getting as many same-day meetings booked as possible in a month. It led to an increase in overall opportunities and an energized team with a higher sense of urgency. Speed to follow-up is such an important metric for us, and the automation we have in place helps make that sub 5-minute follow-up possible. The diagram here charts out a hot lead. The prospect submits a contact us form, Marketo collects the data and creates a lead in Salesforce. We use Zapier to connect Marketo with Slack. So Kyle on our SDR team will receive a Slack notification as soon as a contact us form is submitted. And don't forget about the phone. It's another way that prospects can instantly contact you. We found that it's still a source of quality opportunities, even with all the options for communicating via the website. We have our main sales phone number on our website. We've also implemented a phone tree. So when you call Pantheon, you'll have an option to handle billing requests, technical support requests, and the option to contact sales, which routes to our team. The phone tree is essential in order to optimize the inbound team's time. It also sets expectations with the caller and gets them to the right resource as easily as possible. And our final principle, use data and be human. The look on Woody's face here is very appropriate. While there's so much technology and data at our fingertips that we should definitely use, we need to remember that we are humans selling to humans. There's been a trend going around in sales development that we should stop making cold calls and only make warm calls. With the amount of inbound data and intent signals available, that is totally possible. I train my team to use every signal and data point possible in order to inform their messages and call preparation. In addition to inbound activity information that Marketo feeds to our CRM, things like demo requests, ebook downloads, key web page visits, we also use intent data from 6sense to get a full picture view of the account. Things like search keywords, additional prospects showing interest at the account, and their current buying cycle stage. By combining inbound contextualized data points with additional account intel, SDRs can stand out with highly informed warm outreach rather than shooting in the dark with a cold call. The diagram here charts out a warm lead. The prospect fills out a form, Marketo collects the data and sends it to Salesforce. 6sense further enriches the Salesforce record And Ashley on our SDR team uses the information to prepare her outreach through sales loft calls and emails and LinkedIn touches. That being said, the data and the chatbots can only take us so far, and they can actually dehumanize the conversation. Even with all the possibilities available to us with technology and automation, there's a reason why we haven't let the bots completely take over our jobs. And now more than ever, it's become so important to bring your true self into your work. It's a good reminder for all teams that interact with customers, and it's how we leave a lasting impact as sales people and marketers. In addition to being human and conversational when interacting with prospects, it's important to have an employee-first mindset at your company. I wanted to include a photo of our team to remind us all that you can have all the processes and automation and optimally performing bots in the world, but it means nothing without a team of motivated individuals who take pride in the work they do. Employee happiness spills over into the interactions with prospects, and it's something that a manager can easily lose sight of, especially at a hypergrowth startup. I love the Richard Branson quote, "Take care of your employees and they will take care of the clients." It's so true. Despite our busy day-to-day and oftentimes frantic pace of work, I make a conscious effort to create a welcoming, rewarding team culture so each team member feels trusted and motivated to do their best work and feels comfortable bringing their unique personalities into their interactions with prospects. So in summary, there's a ton of effort that goes into an inbound demand engagement operation, and it takes a cross-functional team and some fancy tech tools. And sometimes the hardest part is balancing the speed and technology with the human touch. I hope the principles that I shared resonated with you and maybe even sparked some ideas to try yourself or share with others. Thanks again. Thank you all for joining on my inbound engagement journey. I would love to hear from you and talk shop, answer any questions that you have. You can email me or find me on LinkedIn. Thanks again, everyone. Bye.